to the issues that we're talking about right now this week?
Now, last week, of course, we mentioned that the Houses of Parliament were going to be, the inhabitants were going to be decanted, the Houses of Parliament to be refurbished. But an interesting story appearing right across the mainstream media today, Patrick, and that is that there appear to be a number of Freemasonic lodges at work and in Westminster for politicians, but more interestingly, for journalists.
For journalists. So imagine this. A Freemason lodge for journalists who work in Parliament. Why would you want to have a lodge like that with that sort of specialization? I find that incredibly interesting, Mike. What else do we know about this?
Well, we've got the new Welcome Lodge, which was set up for MPs, peers and parliamentary staff. We've got Guardian there. We've got the United Grand Lodge of England saying that they're denying that there was any incompatibility between being a journalist or a politician and being a Freemason. I find this position to be utterly untenable. If you have, okay, they can claim that they are no longer a secret society in the sense that everybody knows that they exist, but we don't know who their members are. Their members are not legally obliged to tell us whether they are members or not. So in that sense, it is a secret society. We don't know which politicians and which journalists are making funny handshakes together, and we don't know what deals are being done behind closed doors. But what I find fascinating is that this matter has appeared in the media at all. And so we were discussing this earlier this morning, Patrick, and well, we believe what's going on is that perhaps there's a bit of a common purpose Freemasonic spat going on. UK Column's been talking about this for a long time. Perhaps we're seeing this coming to the surface somewhat.
Could this be turf warfare? Is this effectively like gang warfare? So you have two competing secretive institutions vying for more power in the halls of government and in society in general, and both with their own agendas, let's say, that are quite possibly and likely and more probably independent of what the people and the public interests are. And the other thing I'm going to say about this as well, this isn't the first time we've seen Freemason scandals in the mainstream news in recent years, Mike, especially to do with the police and the judiciary. And what they found was that organized crime working through Masonic lodges was able to infiltrate the highest levels of the British justice system. And why is that, Mike? Because organized crime and Freemasonry are both sworn to secrecy. So in other words, it was impossible to find out what was going on because nobody was talking. So this is a recipe for disaster in terms of, you know, a functioning democracy. And I think that story, which came out, I think it was last year or the year before, really demonstrated that. But that is the problem. So when you have journalists colluding, editors, journalists, politicians, owners of publications, editors of publications in the same lodge as policymakers, journalists with their own lodge, this is all happening kind of under the radar, Mike. It does raise a lot of questions.
The United Grand Lodge of England said that the Gallery Lodge had 45 members, the Alfred Robbins Lodge had 18, the New Welcome Lodge had 40 members or so. I believe there were 4 lodges, and I don't know what the numbers are for the 4th one yet. Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on this.
And that's a Guardian article. I think that story appeared in the Guardian.
Well, it appeared in the Independent and a number of other media outlets as well. So it was quite widespread.
I encourage people to go look at that and read that article. It's very interesting.